All right, today we're going somewhere unsettling. A place where the line between our world and the next is, well, it's as blurry as the ocean mist. We're not just telling a ghost story here. We're taking a trip to the heart of a truly dark legend, a place in Surat, India called Dumas Beach.
You know, every truly chilling story seems to start with a warning, right? And this one, oh boy, this one is no exception. These are the words of a young man named Mayur's grandmother. It's this piece of family advice that just looms over everything that's about to happen. A warning that sounds like, just an old superstition, right up until the moment it's not.
So, let's set the scene. You've got 5 college friends. They're bored, restless, and just itching for a real adventure. They are so over the usual, predictable trips. This time, they were looking for something different. Something with a bit of an edge, A story they'd be telling for the rest of their lives. Little did they know what kind of story that would turn out to be.
So this was the choice they were facing. On one side, you have Goa. It's familiar, it's fun, it's a guaranteed good time. You know what you're going to get. But on the other side, you have Dumas Beach. It's this name that people only whisper about, a place famous more for its spooky legends than for, fun in the sun. And that allure of the unknown, the forbidden, it was just too much to pass up.
But hey, they weren't totally reckless. Or at least they tried not to be. They set up some ground rules. Simple stuff, right? A daytime visit only. No adventures after dark, and I'm using air quotes here. And the most important one, everybody leaves before the sun sets. It was supposed to be a simple sightseeing trip, not some paranormal investigation. But, well, you know what they say about the best laid plans. They have a funny way of leading straight into horror stories.
So they get there. And honestly, at first, it's kind of disappointing. All those creepy legends they'd heard just seemed like stories. The beach is buzzing with people, it's full of life and laughter, the sun is shining. It feels totally, completely normal.
And that's the really weird thing about Dumas Beach, this bizarre split personality it has. During the day, it's like a carnival. You've got families playing, kids with balloons, people selling snacks. But the locals, they know better. They know that the fishermen refuse to take their boats out once the sun starts to set. It's this happy place that's hiding a really, really dark secret.
So as they're walking along, one of the friends, a girl named Ria, she notices something off. It's the sand. It's not the golden or white sand you'd expect. No, it's this weird, unnatural, almost ashy black. And that simple observation, that one question, why is the sand black? That's the moment this whole story pivots from a fun beach trip to something way, way darker.
And the answer comes down to one single, incredibly chilling word, shmashana. So in India, a shmashana is an open-air cremation ground. It's the place where Hindus perform the last rites for their dead.
Okay, so this is the key. The ground they're standing on, that black sand under their feet, it's not just sand. Local legend says that Dumas Beach was used as a cremation ground for centuries. The black color, that's from the ash of who knows how many bodies mixing with the sand over all that time. They are literally walking on the dead. And just when you think it can't get any creepier, they have this really strange encounter. There's an old man on the beach just collecting bottles, and he comes up to them. And with this, this chillingly empty voice, he just says, "Many people are sleeping below. That is why people come here." And then he just wanders away, leaving them totally frozen. So, those words from the old man just hang in the air. The whole group is rattled. You can feel the vibe just completely shift, from fun and festive to heavy. And this is the point where all their careful plans and their friendship really start to crack.
Then one of them, a guy named Kushal, he sees something way off in the distance. It's the ruins of some old, crumbling building. And even with this awful feeling growing and his friends begging him not to, he insists they have to go check it out. "It's just a short walk," he says. "We'll be back in an hour, way before sunset." Famous last words, right? And that's it. The argument just shatters the group. So at 4 o'clock, Ria and Arav, they put their foot down. They're not going any further. 15 minutes later, the other 3, Mayur, Kushal, and Neil, they reach the ruins and find this old, rusted sign that confirms everything. Dumas Beach, cremation ground. That's it for Neil. He's out. He turns around and heads back, leaving just Mayur and Kushal all alone right in the heart of this haunted place. Now, in what is probably the worst decision of the day, Mayur and Kushal decide to go for a quick swim. And you know how it is in the water. They're just mesmerized by the ocean, and they totally lose track of time.
When they finally do get out, the sky is completely different, the sun is gone, darkness is falling, and man is it falling fast. They start trying to walk back, but the beach, it just seems to stretch on forever. They're shouting for their friends, but all they hear back is the sound of the waves. They pull out their phones, trying to use the flashlight, and of course, one by one, the batteries just die. Now they are completely, totally alone, trapped between the ocean and this oppressive darkness that feels old and alive.
And that's when the real terror starts. First, it's whispers. They hear their own names, seeming to come from every direction on the wind. Then, out of nowhere, a pack of dogs materializes from the dark, barking, surrounding them, and then they just vanish. Gone. Next, they hear chanting, Ram Nam Satyahat, which is a Hindu funeral prayer, and they see a ghostly funeral procession with torches charging right at them. They run into the water to escape, and when they look back, there's nothing there. And then, as if that's not enough, while they're standing there in the ocean, this huge, shining thing starts rising up from the waves.
But the single most terrifying moment, it's also the most personal. In the middle of all this chaos, Mayur hears a voice whisper his name. And it's a voice he knows. He turns to Kushal, his face is just white with terror, and he says, "That was my grandmother's voice. The same grandmother who gave him that warning. The same one who disappeared 8 years ago and was never, ever found." And that's the breaking point. It's just too much. The pure physical exhaustion combined with this absolute mind-breaking fear, it's overwhelming. The whispers, this sudden smell of burning wood, the funeral chants, it all just builds into this unbearable noise of pure horror. And then, one by one, they just collapse onto the black sand, and everything goes dark.
The next thing they know, it's morning. A search party, with their other friends totally frantic, is the one that finds them. But here's the weird thing. They're not found anywhere near the ruins. They're right at the water's edge, a long way from where they passed out. So the nightmare is over? Or is it?
I mean, they definitely didn't just walk away from this okay. They woke up with these insane fevers, and they were just broken, physically and mentally. The trauma, it sticks with them. For Mayur especially, the horror has a smell. Even today, years later, he'll be jolted awake at night by the very specific, very terrifying smell of burning wood.
So that leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? What really happened? Was it all just a mass hallucination brought on by exhaustion and pure fear? Or did they actually come face to face with the spirits of Dumas Beach? A story like this really makes you wonder, can a place become so soaked in death and sadness that its past just refuses to stay buried? You have to ask yourself, are some places just, for lack of a better word, haunted?